After a double win at the last round at Butmore Park, Dave Waters has a 3-point lead in light clubman class over previous leader Stefan Child and a 28-point lead over long-time incumbent Jack Harding. A brace of wins apiece for Ben Finch and Dan Milner, 7th and 8th in the championship respectively, elevates them to a quintet who with drop scores are likely to keep this championship battle going until the last round at Rye House in November. And so far today it's been the Jack Harding show. 2 heats, 2 wins gives him pole position for final 1. And he's joined by Ray Norris on the front row. Dan Milner finished on the podium here in June, and he's joined by Chris Lewis-Evans on row 2. Championship leader Waters starts on row 3 with Carl Watt. Ross Wheeligan and clear winner back in June Ben Finch on row 4. We welcome back Ella Park final winner James Dowding for only his 3rd round of the season. He starts on row 5 with Oliver Goodacre. He makes up the top 10 for a typically Pigeon 15-kart grid. And Jack Harding's dropped the hammer hard straight out of the gate and has got the lead in a couple of car lengths into turn 1. Trying to get on his bumper, Dan Milner. No chance, but he's towing clear. Ray Norris, Chris Lewis-Evans under pressure from Dave Waters. Norris to the inside of Milner at turn 3, gets through. There's contact in the midfield. Chris Lewis-Evans and Ross Wheeligan running out wide. Ben Finch picks off James Dowding into the S's. And then goes narrow to hold him off, and Carl Watt, but he's all crossed up on the brakes. That was sloppy from Finch after doing all the heavy lifting in the S's. And Stefan Charles struggling to make progress from the last position on the grid. Remember, he's 2nd in the championship, so he's got work to do, as all the championship contenders are ahead of him. On to lap 2, and look at the lead that Jack Harding's got. It's the best part of a second on Ray Norris, and here comes Dave Waters down the inside for 3rd place on Dan Milner. And Stefan Child is getting his game face on now, picking off Steve Townsend for 10th place. Dowding ahead of Milner, looking for a way past Dave Waters, so Dowding up to 5th, and already looking for a way past Waters into the horseshoe, and he's going to run him out wide and have that spot. A chance for Milner maybe, round the outside of the last corner. It would be brave, and Waters is having none of it. Now trying to get a run out of turn 1. Dowding's got his head down, trying to make up time and gain speed. No one's quite sure if that aerodynamic tuck works, but everybody tries it. Ray Norris already under pressure. I think it must work, because here comes James Dowding. He's looking very rapid. And he's down the inside at the hairpin, on fire in this final. And Ben Finch is trying to find a way past Carl Watt, and now a chance for Milner. Finch is having to hold off Oliver Goodacre. Goodacre comes through in 8th place. Finch looking a bit ragged. Carl Watt goes breezing past Dan Milner for 5th, and Ross Wheeligan over the inside curb to take Oliver Goodacre. Lovely move when it works. Milner a rueful shake of the head as Carl Watt has moved ahead of him. Oliver Goodacre bounces back past Ross Wheeligan. Not quite so classy, but certainly as effective. On to lap 5. Jack Harding's lead is 1.7 seconds ahead of James Dowding in 2nd place. Alex Mitchison having a very quiet final. He's in last place in 15th. Ray Norris on the bumper of Dave Waters. Norris now down in 4th place. Can he do anything about Dave Waters? Stefan Child looks to be lining up Oliver Goodacre for the hairpin. And here he comes over the hump and then on the brakes. Can he get it squared off and turned? Yes, he can, and he moves through. And Stefan Child is into the top 8. James Dowding is pulled well clear of Dave Waters, and look at that lap time. He's on pole position right now for the 2nd final. Plenty of time, though, for somebody to set a faster lap. But they'll have to go some, because it looks as though James Dowding's got his game face on. Battle for 12th place, and Robert Lark was all crossed up on the brakes into turn 3. It looks spectacular, but it's not quick, and he loses out to Chris Lewis-Evans, and he'll be under pressure from James Hazelhurst and Alex Mitchison down at the hairpin, and it was all kicking off at the back there, and through goes Mitchison, and Hazelhurst is on the outside but through as well. So Robert Lark having a troubled first final. Oh, Stefan Child using all the road and a bit more. Trying to run down Ben Finch. Remember, these two are in the championship dice, and ahead of them Dan Milner as well. Jack Harding is out front. Dave Waters is running in third place. So the championship protagonists are moving to the front of this final. Carl Watt trying to close in on Ray Norris and drop Dan Milner. Back with Child. Picking up the throttle. Tidier this time through the last corner. Ben Finch on just about the perfect line through turn one. Here comes Carl Watt getting a run on Ray Norris, looking to the inside, can he get it done? Norris gives himself a little bit of room and keeps the spot, bouncing the curves fairly heavily. That may count against him down at the hairpin. Carl Watt looking to the inside, not close enough. But Norris is back on the bumper of Dave Waters, on it and trying to go through it, and that's going to be costly. Carl Watt now in the mix, looking for a way by. There's a turning game going on. He's not going to try and go around the outside the last corner. Yes, he is. There's some drivers you would do that with and some you won't. Ray Norris is one of the gentlemen, you know. Plays hard but plays fair. Dan Milner now looking to the inside. Oh, he dives in. Pod to pod. I think that's legal. Into the S's. And out. Now will Carl Watt come straight back at him? Have a mind that he might. Milner down the inside. Holding off Carl Watt by going narrow into the hairpin, slowing down and inviting in Ben Finch, running in 7th place. On to lap 10 of 15. Jack Harding's lead. Remember, it was 1.7 seconds earlier on. It's now down to 0.7 of a second on James Dowding. Can James Dowding run him down by the finish? Carl Watt's looking for a way past Dan Milner. Milner's got it covered, and that's going to invite in once again Stefan Child, who's giving Watt a hand into the S's, and he's not letting Milner back in. Now Stefan Child had to check up there and break in the S's, and that might be a chance for Goodacre. And Ross Wheeligan jumping in, giving Oliver Goodacre no quarter. He hasn't forgotten about that move earlier on. Coming round to start lap 11, no love lost between Goodacre and Ross Wheeligan in their personal feud over 9th place. And here comes Steve Townsend, not finished just yet. Ray Norris running round the outside of Dave Waters. That position is his. Waters has to go in very deep and loses out to Carl Watt. Bouncing the curves through the S's. A little bit crossed up there from Carl, so a chance for Waters maybe. He's conscious of it and goes narrow down at the hairpin. Picking up the throttle once again. And here they come. It's now a battle for the lead. Jack Harding is under pressure from James Dowding, who's been massively quick after Jack Harding got the jump at the start. It's down to a couple of kart lengths, and there's plenty of time. Who's over the curbs there this time? Well, I think that's Chris Lewis Evans. Manages to keep it out the tyres. Ben Finch over the curbs. Doesn't get it done. And James Dowding now looking for the lead as they come down to the hairpin. The 2012 runner-up in the lightweight class, running a curtailed championship this year as he tries to sort out his circuit racing. Looking for a win here at Clay Pigeon in final number 1. The battle goes on behind. Here come the leaders. Jack Harding holding off James Dowding into turn 3. They've got 5.5 seconds on this battle for 3rd place. It's going Carl Watt's way as he moves by Ray Norris. Into the S's. There's stuff going on behind. Dave Waters getting a better run than Ben Finch. Finch already defending. Oh, what move is that? That's a creative way of trying to pass. It doesn't work. Ben Finch holds on to 5th place. Jack Harding leading out onto the penultimate lap. James Dowding, and look at the advantage they've got on the rest of the field, and here comes James Dowding inside of Billy's blind. Carl Watt has got third place ahead of Ray Norris, and Dowding's got it done, but goes in deep and then loses it on the exit. Jack Harding's back in front. Oh, and what is Dave Waters trying to do? And Robert Lark has taken out Ross Wheeligan. Stefan Child goes through, banging wheels with Dan Milner. Well, it's all kicking off at the end of this like Clubman final, and it's difficult to keep track of it. On to the final lap they come. Oh, and look at that, Robert Lark and Ross Wheeligan talking about it. That may prove crucial to James Dowding as he tries to talk behind Jack Harding. Coming through Billy's blind, and look at that, Jack Harding's got his hand up early. He's trying to put James Dowding off a move into turn 3, which the yellow flag will do. It means it's all down at the hairpin. Oh, Jack Harding not very good through the S's, but he's got the high ground of the inside. James Dowding trying to go down the outside for the crisscross on the exit. This should be an easy defence here. Narrow into the horseshoe, Jack Harding. Let it run out wide. Give James Dowding the outside of the last corner. It's win number 3 of the season for Jack Harding. He moves to within 17 points of Dave Waters in the championship. James Dowding makes it 4 podiums in 5 starts, and Carl Watt takes a second podium of the season.
The second place then moving up as well, very well up the grid, starting grid 9 to finish runner-up today. Driver number 16, James Dowding. Well done, James, and a race winner then, starting pole position and went through to win the race as well. Maximum points, driver number 4, Jack Harding. And, it was the fastest lap of the race from James, actually, 40.34. Well done. Unfortunately, we're missing Carl on the podium there.
James Dowding set fastest lap in final 1 in his pursuit of Jack Harding, and he has pole position for final 2 ahead of Robert Lark. Harding lines up on row 2 with Alex Mitchison. Carl Watt and Dan Milner start on row 3. Chris Lewis-Evans and Ben Finch on row 4. Dave Waters will be looking over his shoulder on grid 9 as Stefan Child edged to within 2 points of the championship lead and starts behind him on grid 11. Ray Norris makes up the top 10, and it's 15 karts to take the Union flag for final 2. And it's going to be important not to let James Dowding get away, because he had plenty of beans in the first final, and he's got into turn 1 first from pole position. Robert Lark trying to get on his bumper. Jack Harding slots into third place ahead of Alex Mitchison, Dan Milner. Carl Watt round the outside of Ben Finch, and on the brakes, whoa! Chris Lewis-Evans goes in very deep, and he's keen to wave Ben Finch back through for fear of a penalty. On board with Ray Norris briefly. He'll be looking to pick up those pieces and pick up places cheaply. James Hazelhurst looking to the inside of Ross Wheeligan. Can he get it done? He can't. Wheeligan stays in 10th. And James Dowding comes across the line with a 1 second lead over Robert Lark. Almost out of shot already. Jack Harding needs to get on with this one. He's in the slipstream and the wheel tracks of Robert Lark. Look at the advantage Dowding's got. And here comes Jack Harding. Look at the inside into turn 3. Turning in, oh, a bit of understeer. And Alex Mitchison's trying to get inside at the S's. Oh, Robert Lark trying to block off Dan Milner. Oh, it's looking all very ragged and untidy. Lark goes to cover. Harding all crossed up and pushed into it by Alex Mitchison and Ben Finch. More contact with Carl Watt. Somebody's going off here. Chris Lewis-Evans trying to go around the outside of Mitchison, and 5 wide in the horseshoe. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Well, this looks like rush hour around Paris. Oh, and it's all a bit scrappy. Well, it's entertaining, but it's not pretty. We've got 3 away, fighting over second place. Jack Harding's escaped. Ben Finch has gone past Robert Lark. Dave Waters throws one down the inside of Stefan Child that invites in Chris Lewis-Evans into the S's. Alex Mitchison now finds himself towards the back of the pack that he was at the front of earlier on, but it settles down, and probably just as well. Coming round to finish lap 3. I can tell you there's penalty boards out at start-finish, and I'm pretty sure one of them is for Jack Harding for that assault on Robert Lark at the hairpin. James Dowding's lead is 4.5 seconds at the line. Jack Harding is now half a second clear of Ben Finch in third place. Can he do anything about James Dowding? I have my doubts given his speed. Carl Watt missing his apex. and virtually waving through Dave Waters. He's a bit sloppy into the S's as well. Can Chris Lewis Evans do anything about him down at the hairpin? Oh, he's crossed up on the brakes himself. An easy pass for Stefan Child. Mitchison dives in. And Goodacre puts the boot in as well. Oh, that's not very nice, Oliver. We only ask you leave a cart width. Over the curb, looking ragged himself. James Dowding's lead is 4.8 seconds on Jack Harding. Ben Finch, a couple of kart lengths clear of Robert Lark. Dan Milner under pressure from Ross Wheeligan. Ray Norris coming through in 7th place. Stefan Child looking at the inside of Carl Watt in their fight for 9th. Wheeligan on the bumper of Milner, looking racy. Into turn 1. Milner over the rumble strip on the exit. And it looks as though Wheeligan's got to run round Billy's blind here. Looking to throw it down the inside into turn 3. Well, Milner was pushed in deep, and Wheeligan's got the position finally into the S's. Dave Waters applying the pressure to Carl Watt and goes through. Watt tries to turn in when there's a cart there. That doesn't work. Stefan Child losing out to Hazelhurst, perhaps. Hazelhurst gives him room. Clean, fair racing in like Clubman's. It does exist. Carl Watt jumps back through. Robert Lark now trying to hold off Wheeligan. Wheeligan's gone down the inside of Billy's blind. Will he try the cut back on the exit? Lark has it covered. Robert stays in 4th place. But it looks as though Wheeligan's got speed to burn. Looking to the inside. Not quite there. Seems to be able to position the car wherever he wants. Robert struggling. Over the line, James Dowding, look at the lead. It's almost a full run to Billy's blind. And here comes Ross Wheeligan. This time he cuts to the inside of Billy's blind. I think he had to lift there as Robert came across, who misses his apex at turn 3. And that's the last invitation that Ross Wheeligan needs, and Ross moves into 4th place. Dan Milner now moving on to the bumper of Robert Lark, although he's made a mistake of his own and has Ray Norris to contend with. Harding looking comfortable in 2nd place, as is Ben Finch in 3rd. The fight is on over 4th place. Robert Lark trying to stay in touch with Ross Wheeligan. Stefan Child takes a look over his shoulder in 9th. Dan Milner very narrow into turn 3. Oh, tries to stop it on the apex to stop Ray Norris going through. That wasn't going to work, and it didn't. The rest of the field streaming through. Steve Townsend coming through in 15th place behind Oliver Goodacre. James Dowding starts lap 10. His lead is 6.5 seconds. He took another 3/10 out of Jack Harding on that lap. I think the big question here is, can Ben Finch hang on to 3rd ahead of Ross Wheeligan? James Hazelhurst is on the bumper of Carl Watt in their fight for 10th. Watt takes a look over the wrong shoulder, but manages to hang on through Billy's blind. And Wheeligan is running down Ben Finch. Steve Townsend picks off Oliver Goodacre for 14th. James Dowding takes another 0.25 out of Jack Harding. Clear track behind him now. Jack Harding takes a look over his shoulder. His advantage over Ben Finch is 1 second. Ross Wheeligan took 3/10 out of Ben Finch on that last lap to move within half a second. Carl Watt down the inside of Stefan Child. The position is his. Carl Watt is back in 9th place. coming round to finish lap 11 and move on to lap 12. Stefan Child fighting to stay in the top 10. James Hazelhurst looking for a way by. And Ross Wheeligan has caught up with Ben Finch at turn 3. And Ben Finch doesn't really put up much of a fight. Perhaps he's hoping for a tour now. Up to Jack Harding. Ross using all the road and a bit more. On board with Chris Lewis-Evans. Alex Mitchison made a fairly clumsy passage through the S's there, but will hang on to 12th place. Now can Finch come back at Ross Wheeligan? Jack Harding, surely he's too far ahead to be run down by Wheeligan. We've only got 3 laps left. Ross pulling clear of Ben Finch. Back on board with Stefan Child. Still on the bumper of Carl Watt in their personal dice over 9th. Alex Mitchison all crossed up through turn 3. A lovely 4-wheel drift, but it's cost him 12th place to Chris Lewis-Evans. James Dowding starts his penultimate lap. 7.5 seconds clear of Jack Harding. Another 2/10 on that last lap. He's destroyed this field. Harding comes through. Ross Wheeligan in 3rd. Wheeligan took 2/10 out of Jack Harding on that last lap. So he's moving closer, but he's running out of laps and he's going to run out of time to run down 2nd place. Ben Finch seems happy to follow through the S's. Tidy line from the pair of them. Wheeligan running perhaps a little bit wide, missing his apex on the final lap for James Dowding. He took another 10th out of Harding. It's 7.6 seconds at the moment. Now, has Ben Finch got anything left for Ross Wheeligan? Remember, he's racing the championship with Jack Harding, Dan Milner, Stefan Child, and of course championship leader Dave Waters, who's had a quiet run in this second final in 8th place. James Dowding has destroyed this light Clubman field to make it 2 wins and 5 trophies in the 6 starts he's made this season. It's a shame he's not contested more of it. Jack Harding is heading to a 2nd place finish on the road, but will be penalised 4 places for his assault on Robert Lark, promoting Ross Wheeligan to 2nd ahead of Ben Finch.
And top breathing. This driver started on grid 8 to come up and get himself on the podium. 3rd place goes to driver number 2, Ben Finch. Oh, this was good. I didn't get to see this race, but he started on grid 12 and has come up to finish in 2nd place. So obviously a terrific drive. Well done indeed. Runner-up, driver 7, Ross Wheeligan. Well done, Ross. Okay, to our race winner then, and driver number 16 got away at the start and won the race by over 8 seconds. So a very comfortable win indeed. Well done. Started pole, lights the flag finish. Congratulations, your race winner, driver 16, James Dowding. See James going one better there, a runner-up trophy, and then a winner's trophy as well. So he'll be driving home, or Daddy will be driving him home with a big smile on his face. Well done indeed, Clubman drivers. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank, first of all, Clay Pigeon, the circuit, who always delivers a great track with all the marks.